The communities of Whitehouse and Bluefields are located in the parish of Westmoreland on Jamaica's south coast. These are relatively small, quiet, but also vibrant communities where fishing, agriculture, and tourism are key industries to the people that live there. But unfortunately, like many other places across the island and other places across the Caribbean, pollution and solid waste management are major problems. So the Whitehouse and Bluefields Solid Waste Reduction Project was launched in June of 2018 out of a need to address the solid waste management problems that we observed in the communities. It was funded through the Trash Free Waters Initiative, which is a partnership involving UN Environment's Caribbean Environment Program and the US Environmental Protection Agency, along with NEPA, the National Environment and Planning Agency here in Jamaica. The project had three main goals. Firstly, to improve solid waste management in the communities of Whitehouse and Bluefields. Secondly, to protect the two marine protected areas that are there from pollution. And finally, to create a framework that would influence the way that solid waste is managed across the Caribbean. As the implementing partner, Sandals Foundation chose a strategy of waste diversion and waste separation, leveraging our strong ties with the communities to influence a behavioral and mindset change. This, we instituted over 200 bins at various locations across the community. And these were bins for garbage, PET plastic bottles for recycling, and organic waste for compost.
My name is Diego Saman. I'm the manager for the Whitehouse Marine Sanctuary. Okay, so the sanctuary is a no-take zone, and our duty is to ensure that no one breaks or violates the laws that protect the sanctuary. So it's pretty much a safe zone for fish to come and raise their young families. There was really some bad practices, I would say, in the community of Whitehouse, where it's pretty much leave it where you eat it and then not realizing the cycle that you're creating. Our role was to basically just ensure that the community is aware, which we did outreach projects by going into schools, churches, even on the street by walking, even our way to home, persons would see us and say, hey, what are you guys doing? We see some new bins. And we'll then explain the whole reason as to why this project came into place, to reduce the amount of waste that ends up in the water whenever it rains, or how persons dispose of their garbage.
Recycle. And compost.
What about over here? What is he doing over here? Cutting the grass. We set up the collection of the plastic bottles with the Recycling Partners of Jamaica and started what we called a community compost with a local farmer in the area.
My role in the Whitehouse and the Bluefields Solid Waste Project is to go around to pick up kitchen waste and plastic bottle. The kitchen waste, we bring it here at the compost pile building, and the plastic bottle, we bring it to the Whitehouse hauling area. When we get the collection, when we get it and we brought it here, we actually start the process of building it. But before we start the process of building it, NEPA came here and did a training with us. So I use this compost to help me with developing my plant seedlings and even plants inside the greenhouse.
The first step of doing composting is to lay out grass, dry grass or green grass, and then you put in kitchen waste, spread it all around, and then you put soil on top of it. Then you put in the manure, like fowl manure or goat manure, any manure that is animal waste. You start the process all over, put grass, soil, and all the kitchen manures and the manure over. And then you water it, and for a couple of weeks, then you turn the compost to see if it's building up.
What do you mean by turn it?
Turn it literally using a shovel and turn it all over to mix it up and wet it again to make it keep moist. In a week, we start testing with the thermometer to see how hot it is, and after we damp it just to keep it moist and hold the heat, and then in the final weeks we test it with the thermometer and see that if it is cold or it's warm. If it's cold, then the compost is ready to use.
Well, we establish a holding area for the plastic bottles, which we manage We also did surveys, which includes land survey, underwater survey, where we go from time to time and collect data on the amount of garbage that we find.
My name is Walter Christus, and I am the president for the Bluefields People's Community Association. I have led a team, and we have done the underwater survey. We have done the selection of the sites where the bins were going to go, and we have also selected the communities that we were going to do the survey in. On land, we survey the areas, and what we have done is the same area which we survey every time we went out. So we have to go there, and if it is plastic, we have to count them, cans, whatever that's there. Same thing with the underwater. We send the boat out with the divers. They have to dive an area, and they have to count what they're seeing on the seafloor.
Waste separation is something that we ought to be doing many years ago. And with this project, it just brings us right into the goal of what we want to do. For Sandals to come in and help us with this waste separation, organics, plastic, inorganics, it now means that my truck can go into another community that it normally would not go into on that day, because now we're not carrying the plastic. There's a huge reduction in the amount of waste that we take out since the separation. One of the biggest challenges that I know we have in waste management is to change behavior. And how do you change behavior? By education. Because we believe, give us a dozen healthy infants in our prescribed environment, we can turn them into anything we want. And we believe if we start in primary school, we can say to the kids, you know, this is what goes here, this is what goes here. The other is the layout of some of our communities. Presently, there are communities that our trucks are not able to traverse. That can also pose a problem. Not only that I think that this project and strategy should be replicated in Jamaica, but I would welcome the project in all parts of Jamaica, in all parts of my region, right away. I think it's a good project for waste management.
The project has been very successful. Our public awareness activities have impacted over 2,500 students and over 1,000 adults in the communities. And between November 2018 and August of 2019, we've seen the collection of almost 4,500 pounds of plastic bottles and 2,500 pounds of compost material for the community compost. And we're very proud and hope that continues in the future. So what are the next steps? The next steps are another small-scale funding agreement with UN Environment and the Gulf and Caribbean Fisheries Institute through GPML Carib and the Clean Seas program. Secondly, that is the implementation of sustainable meals in some of the schools in the community. Some of the ones that were using single-use plastics and replacing those with reusable plates and cups and so on for their meals. We're also looking at a pollution hotspot in Bluefields and implementing another solid waste management strategy there. And finally, that is supporting the local farmers who are involved in the community compost and giving them the tools to make the compost into a business where they can sell the compost, make money, and then continue to collect around the community for years to come.